Well, I had you on time lapse there, and I took you off because I want to show you what happened. Somehow, it was me. I ended up with both logs under that end, and I got nothing on this end. I got this log here in reach, so I took the saw, cut it there. I'm gonna try to grab that, get tucked back under there so I can start to work my way back out of here. I'm getting close to where I want to be with getting all this crap out of here and get that pipe in, but we're in a little bit of a pickle. Not gonna lie about that. Little bit of a pickle. See if we can get out of it. All right. See if we can reach up there and get that broke off. There we go. Get her spun around in the hole. Almost reach her. Come on to me, sweetheart. Come on. Try to grab her from here, I think. Yeah. There we go. So basically what's happened, I'm sure you guys saw it on the time lapse. Trying to dig ourselves through this mess. I got both logs. Somehow ended up, I keep saying that somehow. It's me, it's you, you idiot. You done it to yourself. You did it to yourself. Proper grammar, please. There's two logs. I had one on each side somehow. I put them right there. See, I said it again. It was me. We all know it's me. That's the video evidence. So we're just trying to get worked up on the third log so we can get out of here without getting buried. We don't want to get buried. I'm going to point you down at the tracks just a little bit. I may, let's see what happens. Gosh dang it. I tell you, I got a backpack with camera stuff in here, and it's really in the way. Really in the way. All right, we're going to go that way. We're going to try to go that way. Here we go. Terrible, actually. Not terrible. Got us finer than I thought it would. Alright. Let's give her a little helping hand getting out of the hole. Little blaze. Oh, look, she can breathe now. Woo, she can breathe now. Now listen, I'm gonna cheat, and I'm gonna use my hands. Oh. Wait a second, let me try something. I got an idea. Dangerous when I got an idea. Here's what we're gonna do. Now we got the blade holding that end up. My butt end is sitting under, what you might call, sitting under the other log. I don't know why you might call it that. You're gonna call it that. That's what it's called. I want to try something here. Watch this. You guys ready for this? You ready for this? Now, I tell you what, for the conditions, I am getting real happy with the way this is starting to look. That's all clay. I know it's a wet, sloppy mess right now. You don't need to tell me it's a wet, sloppy mess. I am here and in it. I know that, but it is clay, and when it dries out, it'll be awesome there. So what we're doing, we're taking that clay, now that we have the pipe in, look, you can already see water starting to cross across there. Now that we got the pipe in, we'll get the clay on. We're gonna work our way back, trying to close that clay up as we go so that the water kind of half butt sheds off of there. We're gonna keep swabbing this ditch on our way out so that water comes along the bottom side instead of staying on the road. And then we're gonna get off this daggone thing. The whole goal today was to get that pipe in, get this ditch cleaned out, and get that water out of here. So over time, I don't know, a year, 2 years, this will all dry out and we can actually get a freaking road in here, man. Pretty excited because we're getting back to the dry clay back there. You know what I'm gonna do? Before I post this video, I'm gonna make a bingo board of comments that people are gonna say about this, like things people are gonna say. That's too sloppy, why are you having a mess? I'd never do that to my equipment. I don't know. I'm gonna make a bingo board of predicted comments on this video. And then on the next video, I'll let you guys know if I got bingo. I think that would be kind of a fun thing to do. Comment bingo. That sounds like a good time to me. But, seriously, I'm about back to this better clay. About done. Oops, splashy splash. About done with the long part of it. This stuff over here, and I've said it a million times, it's wet and it's nasty, but it is still part of the good clay. So, we are start shoveling this stuff back in and filling in where the logs are at. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I'm gonna try to replicate it and see if you guys can hear it. On this way out, the way I'm doing this pass is I'm kind of rolling the bucket towards me, and what that does, well, we got some leaves in that one. Keep me all right. What that does is, even though it's nasty, sloppy, slimy on top, if you listen carefully, it works the air and all the, well, it works the air in some of the void spaces out of that clay, which means if it does rain, most of the moisture is just going to be surface moisture, and it'll keep a lot of that rainwater from getting down into the clay. Help it dry out a little bit faster. Nope, it's not foolproof. Yeah, I'd rather just have 7,000 tons of clean stone to use, but when it's all said and done, you guys will see. You'll see. If you're not subscribed, you are subscribed, just so you can say, I told you so, if it doesn't work. And then if you can't say that, you know, you still got a good show. Still got a pretty good show out of it. Oops, a little deep, little deep. Just my angle there. The worst thing about working in mud, aside from being hard on equipment and hard on the operator, the worst thing about working in mud is you gotta move the material so many times. You know what I mean? If this was dry, a lot of this work could just been blade work as far as getting this stuff moved around, but when it's muddy, you gotta stick with the boom, and you just end up moving the material so much. That's probably my number one pet peeve about working with the mud, is you gotta move material so often. More than I would like to move it. I'll say that. More than I would like to move it. How's everybody doing? You guys having like a good day, a good week? I hope so. I hope you are. Alright, look at this water. Look at this. This is what we're trying to fix. This is what we got to do to get this whole thing dried out, is get this ditch cleaned out, that culvert, so all that water, I feel like Elite Earthworks, I'm using the track hoe to point at things, so all that water that you see here that comes from that ditch and down from bad drainage, we can get that all diverted around the bottom of the clay and to that pipe and out the other side of the pipe. That's the whole goal of this. If we get it dry enough, we can actually make a road out of the daggone thing. Let's see if we can move again. Let's try it. I'm telling you, we're about done with the logs. We are about done with the logs, because I'm not on a log anymore right now sitting here. I don't think. I should be. I should be off of both of the logs. Let's get these out of the way. Should be off all of the logs. There's one more in here somewhere though, I gotta find. There's two more. Gotta find it. Where are you at? Hunting for logs. There it is. Oh my god. And you guys know me well enough. If you don't know me, you know I'm gonna get this track all cleaned up. We'll get her pressure washed off and everything. It's all looking good for Mike. You know I wouldn't leave it like that, so don't even try. Don't even try to make that comment. You guys know I'll take care of him. He takes care of me, I take care of him. It may look like a mess now, but we'll get her all taken care of. Yes, sir! Alright, let me put you somewhere else so I get this last little bit tidied up. You know what? One positive note is, look at this. For all that mud we were working in, not once did I get that thing deep enough or buried enough that we were up to the housing anywhere. Yeah, it's caked around that blade and we'll have to clean that up. But on the actual housing itself, not once. And I feel good about that. We'll call that a success. We do have the ditch up here going the right way now. See that? Water down that side. And on the other end of the culvert, there's actually water coming out of it. So that's got me excited. I'm really struggling to stay positive, but I know if we can get this water going the right way. We got this clay on top kind of closed up and sealed off, so hopefully most of the surface water, even though there's divots that'll hold some water, for the most part the surface water will run off of it. This clay will go in the right direction, start drying out. Then the last thing I want to do, I'm going to get spun around, put my blade downhill. I don't know why I went down like that, but I'm going to come back up and get spun around. I want to get all this crap here. This was, oh, you guys remember this reference? This is where the crap met crap pile. You remember that from that one video? If you haven't, maybe I'll try throwing an info card up. I'm not good at info cards, but maybe I'll try. That's where the crap met crap. That's what we're dealing with. That's why it's so crappy. So we're going to try to get the rest of this crap, these trees, root wads, whatever you want to call them, just kind of down in this hole, out of the way. I got the tripod set up. You'll be looking up at me, not up to me, but up at me, right there in that there machine. Oh, heck. Look! Oh, look at that! Look at that! Do you see that? Can you zoom? Let me see if I can zoom while recording. I really don't know. Do you see it? Water coming out of the culvert. There's water running down the ditch, under the clay, out of the culvert. That's nice. All right, let's do that.
So real quick on that new 3-foot bucket, that's actually, Mike got that at an auction, and him and Aaron Boom did some fab work on that. It's for the next size machine, but they got it all fabbed up so it fits on this machine. And this is the first time I've used that 3-foot bucket. Well, this culvert and the other culvert, this is the first time I've used that 3-foot bucket. And I'd say overall, I really like it. It really moves a lot of material. The machine handles it pretty well, which that machine's always been pretty well balanced. That is one good thing I do like about that machine. It's very well balanced and pretty stable. There's really only one time that it threw me off balance a little bit, and it's coming up here in just a few seconds. I get a little greedy trying to scrape some clay off that stump, and then it takes me a second to get balanced back and rocked back on my track. But overall, I say that 3-foot bucket is an absolute winner. It's going to be, it may change my opinion about the machine overall. I'm not a big fan of that 304, but it certainly made it a lot more convenient. So just want to give my update on that, and there we go, back down. All right.
See, we got the ditch swabbed out for the most part. That tree's coming out eventually. I didn't want to do it with the D4, and I could probably do it with the cat, but not with this mud, not with these conditions. You know, I just don't want to mess with it right now. So we got the ditch going the right way. So the water is below the clay, which is great. It goes to the culvert. We got all this crap peeled back in half-butted shape that it'll at least drain out. So this clay up here is at least above where that was. So it'll kind of start to dry out, you know, in a year, 2 years, 3 years, I don't know. On the exciting side, on the thing that makes me super happy, is there's water coming out of the culvert, so that's good. It's a mess. We've been talking about it all day. It's a mess, but another day of mess, probably a little bit more mess than progress, but another day of it, and that's what we got. So like I said, I'm done for today. On the bright side, that's culvert number 2. So just one more culvert to get in. I don't know when I'll get to it. It's supposed to be dry later this week, but I'm working for Dirt Perfect later this week. Oh, so stay tuned for that. I'll have some Dirt Perfect content coming up this week. My welding leads came in, some rods, a few other things. I'm waiting on my helmet. And the hooks for the bucket came in, so we'll be doing a little bit of welding coming up. That's going to be entertaining. I've never stick welded in my life. I've been talking to some guys trying to get some tips, but those are going to make for some fun videos. It's raining today. I'm hoping later it clears up. Maybe I can get some drone shots for you. Just in case I don't get the drone shots, I'll go ahead and tell you thanks for watching and catch you on the next one. But hopefully I'll tell you again at the end of a drone video. We'll find out.